Welcome to another Tableau tutorial video. I'm Weston Palmer. Let's get started. If you find these videos helpful, consider supporting me through Patreon. Welcome. So I had somebody come to me and they were showing me their chart, and this is what the chart looked like, and they said, "So what do you think?" And I had some thoughts and I'm going to share them with you. I think there's 5 ways that we can turn this into this. And so that, because there's 5, that's why I'm putting it on the tools and tips and tricks. All right, so the first thing, it's very hard when I see a line and I see a bar chart like this, I think immediately time, that we're progressing through time. And that's actually not what he was trying to show. He was trying to show that this is the quantity, and as the quantity goes down, the price goes up. And so I said, well, one of the first things let's do, let's change this from an area to a bar chart. Just because for me anyways, it feels like the area gives a much more feeling of time to me. So that was time. That's item 1. And actually with the bar, the line here, you could have probably changed it to just a dot or an X or some sort of marker. I do like the line in this case because it does give you an idea of the trend. The second thing that I have is you've got quantity and you got price here, and you've got a bunch of numbers, and it's a little bit confusing which is which. And to be honest, for the message that you're trying to tell, which is as quantity goes down, price goes up, you can get rid of all these labels. Show marks. So that starts looking a lot cleaner. When I'm looking at a chart, I really look at the whole concept of less is more. And so as we're going to keep pulling things off so you get to the real essence of the message you're trying to tell here. And that's important. So that was tip 2. Get rid of the labels, but you're going to say, well, my management, my customer, my client wants to know what that number is. If they really want to know what the number is, you still have it in the tooltip. You can see there you've got the price and the quantity. In the most part, if you're looking at this, you don't care, but you can drill down. Tip number 3 or step number 3. We're going to get rid of these column headers here. This is another thing that was confusing me. These happen to be category numbers or codes, but as you look across, you see 19, 12, 20, 23. What does that look like to you? Well, to me, it looks like days of the month. And so it's like, oh, once again, it's time. So we're going to come over here to category, left click, and unselect show header. Number 4, and this may be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to actually get rid of the headers for both axes, right? And oh, darn it. Okay, get rid of all the headers, and I'm actually going to come as part of this step, I'm going to get rid of, going to get rid of the lines because they are not really adding anything, and that's, if they're not contributing, they're detracting. And you can leave the box. If I get to this point, I'm going to drop the box off too, and that comes under borders, under the pane divider, or divider pane. And so now you've got a much cleaner looking chart. Maybe it's a little bit obvious. How do you know which is which? So I'm going to edit the title, expand the title is really what I've called it. I'm going to change the colors, but you would change, let's just change this to a blue because that's what we're going to change the color to. I'm going to make it bold and then change this to a orange, I think. I know that that's the typical, or that's the default. And I'm going to actually change this. And I would actually make these a little bit smaller so they're not quite as pronounced. They're still on the chart, but it's not quite as pronounced. I'm going to change this to, what did we say, quantity is blue, and the line is orange. There you go. 5 quick ways. You're pulling the distractions. We're pulling those off. So now you get a crisp line here that shows relationship, and that's your true message. Hope you can apply some of these concepts to what you're doing and so that your charts can tell a more succinct message. Thanks for watching. Hope you found that video helpful. Hit subscribe and the bell so you get notified when I release new videos. And check out my other videos to learn even more about Tableau.